Hi everyone and happy Wednesday. I'm back with another video. So buyers, this video is for you and I'm here to talk about your cash to close, what you have to bring to the closing table on closing day. Now, I'm not going to go over the breakdown of what makes up your cash to close. I'll go over that in another video. But what I'm going to talk about today is the timing. When will you know how much money you need to bring to closing? So from the beginning of the transaction, you will often be receiving documents from your lender, which will have estimates on it with regards to what your monthly payment's going to be, what your closing costs will be, and what you have to bring to the table. But it's a very broadly estimated number in the beginning of the process. And as we move on to closing and get closer to the date of closing, the number gets more finalized, and I like to say more solid. Now, a lot of times I get asked, what is my cash to close so early on in the process? It's weeks before closing. Maybe we've gone through all of the part of the transaction that was important, like inspections, mortgage commitment, all of that. But we're still 2 weeks away from closing. I know that you want to know what your final number is, but the way that the process works is that it's too soon for the lender to begin working on your final number. And the reason is really because they're working on the final numbers for closings that are happening that day, the day before, or the day after, a couple days after that. So just the way the process works is it's pretty rushed. Now, according to the CFPB, which is the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, you have to get an estimate at least 3 business days before closing in the form of a document that is going to look identical to what you sign at closing, and that is called your closing disclosure. That number that is on there is subject to change because some things have to be finalized, but you can rest assured that that number is a pretty good estimate of what you need to bring to the table. Now, you're going to have that estimate and you're still going to come to me. You're going to come and you're going to ask me, what is my final number? Please let me know now. The way our office works is we are on standby to receive final numbers all day, every day. Like immediately, if we receive a final number, if we have a closing going on or coming up soon, we're looking for those emails. We will send it to you with instructions as soon as we have that final number. Now, sometimes that final number doesn't come until the evening before closing. It could be after hours. It could be the morning of, depending on the rush, depending on what the lender is doing, their schedule. There's so many factors, but it can feel very rushed, and a lot of the time it does. Now, what we tell our clients, if you feel like you need to make out a check, you feel like you have to get the wire ready, however you're making your payment, you can take that estimate that you received and you can add money onto it as a cushion. And then at closing, anything over that estimate, you would get paid back in the form of a check. So you're not going to pay extra at any point in time. You have to pay the exact amount that's approved by our office, the lender, the title company, and yourself. So if there's any overage, you'll get that money back. But just know, and I hope that this video is helpful in getting you to feel more comfortable with the fact that it's normal, that we won't have the final number until very close to closing, that we won't have a number at all for you until you have your estimate, which is 3 days before closing, 3 business days, and that it will feel a little rushed. Just know it might. But the more that you can feel or be aware of the fact that it is normal for this process to go that way, maybe it won't feel as rushed because you're prepared, right? So if you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to reach out. You can contact my office, 201-987-0030. Happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you and have an awesome day.